So it is pretty much exactly 11 o'clock right now, and it's been a few hours since I posted. The doctor has come in and talked to me for a minute, checking in. I've had vitals done. I've had my breakfast. I didn't take a shower, but I washed my hair, so it's kind of fluffy now. Washed my face. I still need to brush my teeth because I just finished breakfast. In fact, I'm not quite finished. I still have some yogurt left. But last night I posted on Facebook a status inviting people to ask me questions about my life and about cystic fibrosis. And I've already had one person who had some questions. And her first question was, besides breathing, what is my biggest challenge? And this might not be the same for all CF patients, but for me, the biggest challenge is staying positive. It's really, really easy to feel hopeless when you have a terminal illness and to get yourself in this mindset that, you're going to die, and you're going to die sooner than most people your age. And it feels like, what's kind of the point of working toward a future when you're not really sure you have one. So for me, sometimes it's hard to kind of stay away from that mindset. But I always try to remind myself that, nobody's guaranteed tomorrow. While I am a very unique individual, I'm not special in the sense that I'm going to die someday.
You've got mail.
Ignore that. That's my phone telling me to take my medication. But anyway, so it's important for me to try to remember, everybody dies. Nobody is guaranteed tomorrow. And other people don't let that affect them planning for the future. So why should I? Another question that she asked was, what's advice that I have for people who know someone who has cystic fibrosis? And that's a tough one. But the advice that I would give somebody who knows me is probably just be supportive. Like, I know that sounds really general and broad and cliche, but what I mean by that is, like, check up on me, make sure I'm doing okay, be willing to help me if I reach out, or at least try to help me if I reach out. If I'm ranting, listen. If I need advice, try to give me advice or point me in the direction of somebody who can. Stuff like that. And the second thing that I would say is, don't hesitate to invite me to things, even if you feel like it might be too difficult for me to do, because I prefer to feel included and be able to say, hey guys, I really appreciate that you invited me to this, but I'm not going to be able to do that with you. But thanks anyway, I really appreciate it. Instead of looking at you guys, doing all these fun things and never even asking me if I want to try to go along. I've dealt with that over the years, and it's always a difficult one to feel left out. So try not to make us feel left out. And her last question was, what is one thing besides transplant that I wish for? Well, while my list of wishes vary dramatically from day to day, and in level of pettiness, one thing that I wish for is strength. A lot of people seem to think that I'm like this really, really strong person, and in a lot of ways I am. But it's really, really hard to do that every single day, every minute of every hour of every day. I don't get a break. I don't get to just decide not to be strong for a day. If I do that, I would die. I do tend towards suicidal thoughts when I get really super depressed. So for me, losing my strength could mean taking that step and doing something that, were I to live through it, I'd come to regret. Because ultimately I don't want to do that. I don't want to pass away anytime soon. I'm fighting very hard not to do that. But sometimes it's kind of hard to keep that straight in my head and fight through it on the rough days when it feels overwhelming and unbearable and really, really hopeless. So for me, I wish for strength. I'm sure a lot of other cystic fibrosis patients are probably the same, but I can't talk for them. So those were great questions, very introspective. I appreciate that she wanted to know those things. As for the rest of the day, I might have music therapy today, which would be cool. I might end up seeing the physical therapist. I'm probably going to take some walks throughout the day. I'm thinking about possibly taking a nap sometime soon because I woke up pretty early this morning. Other than that, it's just going to be another typical day at the hospital for me. I mean, none of this is new to me, so it's just another day in the life.